Hey, what's going on? Ryan here with Intersection Records, talking concert reviews. Went last night to Riverport Amphitheater, called Hollywood Casino Amphitheater now, in Maryland Heights, Missouri, outside of St. Louis, and saw El Monstero. El Monstero is a Pink Floyd tribute band. They are from St. Louis area, local musicians. Jimmy Griffin on guitar. He kind of does the David Gilmour character, if you will. Mark Thomas Quinn plays some guitar, but does the Roger Waters, and is really the front man of the band. Kevin Gangapan on bass. Brian Green on lead guitar also, along with Jimmy Griffin. Again, Griffin's kind of doing the Gilmour thing. Brian Green is just an incredible Strat player, and he plays lead on Bill Ryder on keys, John Passoni on drums, Jake Elking on keyboards, and David Farver on saxophone. Plus, they have the backup singing girls. It's as good of a tribute as you could ever see of Pink Floyd. We're going to talk about the set list, some of the theatrics. Don Felder from the Eagles opened up. Then we'll talk about that in a separate review. So they open up with The Wall. It's during the day. Felder probably played from 7 to 8. I would say that Monstero went on about 8:15, being July. It was still light out, so it's light. You're listening to In the Flesh, and then The Thin Ice, and then another Brick in the Wall Part 1, and a chopper comes in over the lawn and gets kind of incredibly close to the people on the lawn and does circles over your head while, another brick in the wall. And it's syncopated to the music, does it for about 6 or 7 minutes, and then flies off. The Happiest Days of Our Lives is next, and then another Brick in the Wall Part 2, then Mother, then Empty Spaces, then Young Lest, and there's Dancing Girls, and kind of the Circus Soleil hanging from bars and stuff. There's pyro going off. There's fireworks going off at different points. Then One of My Turns is next. Goodbye Cruel World, and then Hey You, and then Is There Anybody Out There? So you get a big piece of The Wall to open this show up, and they skipped around a little bit, but just amazing first section of the show. Then you get one from Division Bell, Take It Back, which is one of the stronger tracks on the Division Bell, their final studio album, '94. Then you get Learning to Fly, which is from Momentary Lapse of Reason. So you have a couple of the post-Waters era songs. Then we get an 11-minute Pigs, 3 different ones. Maybe my favorite Animals, 1977's favorite albums, 1977's Animals. My buddy Mike and I were just laughing all night because it's dead on. Musically, it's completely dead on. The Mark Thomas Quinn playing Waters is spot on, not only vocally, but the charisma. And he's got a foghorn at points, screaming and singing into that when it's necessary. Meanwhile, there's characters coming in on stage simulating the Wall stuff the whole time. They bring out a guest lead singer for Have a Cigar. I hate to say I don't remember what his name was, but it was fantastic, just great. He did an incredible job. Shine On You Crazy Diamonds is next. So we've left the Animals album. Now we're into Wish You Were Here, Have a Cigar, Shine On You Crazy Diamonds, all 5 parts. You then get Fearless, one of the great tracks off, the 3rd track off of Metal from 1971, which was a surprise. The crowd is just... This amphitheater holds 20,000 people. This is a tribute band. There's probably 14,000 there, maybe 15. I don't really know, but it was perfect. It was also 73 degrees with no humidity in St. Louis in July, and it definitely got into the 60s later that night. I mean, that's unheard of weather. And then you finish up the main set with Wish You Were Here. So finish up, Have a Cigar, Shine Your Crazy Diamonds, Fearless, Wish You Were Here. Walk off briefly and play the entire Dark Side of the Moon in its entirety. Speak to Me, Breathe, On the Run, Time, Great Gig in the Sky. Female backing vocals hitting it perfectly. These guitar solos are crazily crunched by both Green and Griffin. I can't say enough about how good the guitar work was. It was, you're sitting there hanging on every note like you do when you listen to David Gilmour, and you're not. If anything, they embellished them slightly to enhance the solos. It was just fantastic. Speak to Me, Breathe, On the Run, Time, Great Gig in the Sky, Money. You know, again, there's screens showing things. There's fireworks going off. Us and Them, Any Color You Like, Brain Damage, and Eclipse. Probably on some days my favorite album by anybody. It's a perfect album. I have goosebumps talking about it. It's perfect. And there's nothing more that you can say. It's perfect, especially the way it ends. Then they come back for an encore, Run Like Hell, into Another Brick in the Wall Part 3, back into Run Like Hell, and then Don Felder, again formerly from the Eagles, comes out and they do a long, Comfortably Numb. Felder, I think, is going to take the second solo, but he passes on it, which Green and Griffin are happy to take their solo again. And then finally Felder, this time wielding a Strat, you know, has a nice Don Felder-like guitar solo on a Pink Floyd song. It was super cool. He was smiling. He looked great. Anyway, that's my review of El Monstero last night in Maryland Heights, Missouri. Check out my channel. Subscribe if you like the content. We do shows every single day. Peace out. We'll see you.